Maricel Halili.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir,
morning.
I understand that you haven't received the resignation letter from Yusek Chavez. But since he already announced it this morning, I just would like to get your view. What do you think of the timing of the resignation, considering the series of problems that are being encountered in
I'm sorry, I
Pacamara?
can't comment on something that I've not confirmed.
Pero,
I'm
sir,
sure as journalists you'd follow the same practice, no? But we'll wait for the resignation and we will have a reaction in due course.
kahit sir na-announce na niya.
Unless it's official, I can't comment.
All right. Sir, on other issue, may we have your reaction with regards doon sa ginawa po ng isang UK-based organization wherein they included President Duterte on their playing cards. Tapos ang feature sa kanya as joker and ang bansag is one of the hypocritical politicians.
Is there anything we can do about that? That was your decision. Let it be. The President has always respected freedom of expression. So be it.
Do you find this, sir, as an insult to the President, to the administration's efforts?
Let's just say that worse things have said about the President. He takes it in stride.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ace Romero.
Secretary, the President recently reappointed Ariel Nepomuceno and Teddy Raval to the Bureau of Customs. And we all know they are two of the officials tagged in the bribery scandal. Considering that the President implements a zero tolerance for graft and corruption, and you said that even a whiff of corruption is enough to dismiss or to lose his confidence and trust. How would we reconcile this?
It must be because there's been thorough investigation conducted by the House, the Senate, the DOJ, and even from within the class. And it must be because these two officials were found not to be in any way involved in the 6.4 billion scandal.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Secretary.
Other issue, Joseph Morong.
Sir, sa drug war, yesterday you said that I'd have to return the power to the police. Has he made a decision to return the drug war to the hands of the PNP?
You said he did make the statement that I may have to return it to the police to avoid the problem from worsening. No? So I guess that's the latest. That is the latest pronouncement of the president. There is now a very strong likelihood that it will be returned to the PNP.
And the reason being?
As he said, no, what he said was to prevent the problem from worsening.
The drug problem, no?
The drug problem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Follow up. Other issue. Follow up. Alanesca.
Morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, about the drug war still, do you think the amount of time given to the PDEA is enough to evaluate if the problem is already worsening at this point?
That's the president's call.
So, sir, it's enough time to evaluate, would you
That's the
say?
president's call. No? If he thinks it must be returned, then it must be that the PDA has been given enough time.
I see.
Ace Romero.
Secretary, I recall you presented data from the PIDEA about its accomplishment. So does this mean the President is not satisfied with the performance of the PIDEA?
I think we need to accept what the president has said. He does not want the problem to worsen, and that is why the thing is he used may, no? So I do not know if a formal directive has been issued, no? I would have. So
Whether I like it or not.
effectively, he has manifested already a decision to return it to the PNP.
But how would we assess the data or the accomplishments presented by PIDEA?
Because the president returned it, he must not be satisfied. He
Okay.
wants more.
But it will require another document, right? Because he issued a document when he transferred the lead role to PIDEA.
Certainly. The Office of the Executive Secretary would have to document this.
So are they drafting it already?
As of now, I do not know yet. But if the president said so, that's a presidential directive.
Thank you, Secretary.
Okay, MPC. Follow up, JP Bencito.
Sir, good morning. Sir,
Good morning.
isn't it alarming that the president will be returning the drug war back to the PNP when the president himself said that the PNP is corrupt to the core and no major reforms have yet to be implemented in the police force?
I think the president has acknowledged that the PNP is not a perfect organization. He has said that he will clean up the ranks of the PNP. He has said that he will prosecute policemen who may be guilty of murder, as in the case of Ian. But he has also said that by and large, not everyone in the PNP is corrupt, and therefore he still believes in the institution.
Sir, can we just get an update on what are the efforts currently undertaken by the government to cleanse the PNP?
Well, the killing of Kian, I don't know if you read it, no? The PNP yes, Internal Affairs Service has actually said that the policemen are guilty of killing Kian, no? So they did not justify the killing as part of a legal engagement. So that shows, in no uncertain terms, that when the police abuse their power, they will be punished.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, questions? Henry Uri. Last two na to, ha? Henry and Pia. Henry.
Sir, follow up lang dun sa pagbabalik ng control ng illegal campaign sa PNP. Ano ho yung talagang nag-meet siya? Bakit ang Pangulo gusto na agad o gusto na uling kunin at ibalik sa PNP yung nangyayari na nagpapanting ng tenga sa Pangulo?
Well, kakasabi lang po niya ito, professional police force. The fact that he has identified at least 9,000 scalawags is an acknowledgement that it's not perfect, but he is taking steps to clean up the ranks of the PNP. Nakadami pong mga ahensya na pwedeng mag-imbestiga ng mga tiwaling pulis. Pwedeng IAS, pwedeng NAPOLCOM, pwedeng PLEB, pwedeng ombudsman. No? So lahat po yan nagagamitin, no? Para malinis ang hanay na ating kapulisan. Now let's move now to the commemoration. Today is the 12 o'clock na,
Joseph,
no?
sige. Joseph.
Sir, just one question lang. Sir, what will happen to Oplan Tokhang? Marireactivate ba siya?
We do not know. Oplang Tokhang itself really is an ongoing, it's an ongoing, anyway, I do not know what that is, no?
Because the DBM said they are not likely to allocate the 900 million budget for Tokhang to other projects or other agencies of the government. So
I think that
mataas
answers
ba
your
ang
government. If that's a declaration of DBM and it's not funded, can't possibly continue, no, if it's not funded.
Okay.
But we already have the victims, no?
Sir, we have sa yung news research namin, the story 2 days ago, 7,000 housing for soldiers and policemen remain unoccupied and are now deteriorating. What is the government's steps to maybe pakinabangan yun? Ano pa pa? Anong instructions sa NHA? Because this is 7,000 in all over the country.
I'll have to number one, find out if the figure of 7,000 is accurate, because as I said, it's your research. So I'll have to inquire from the NHA and I will have to find out what steps they will be taken. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Now,
sir.
we commemorate.
Sige,
Last.
last ka.
Sir, about China being a telco player here, wala bang concerns si Presidente considering yung mga past infrastructure projects involving China and BN North Rail were canceled because of allegations of corruption? So wala bang ganong mangyari na naman kasi China na naman yung involved?
Well,
Walang
I
concern
think
about
we
that?
just have to, number one, accept the fact that the Philippine president is serious about his campaign against corruption, and he will not tolerate corruption at any level, particularly at the highest level. Okay? Now, today we commemorate, it's already the 8th year, no? The 8th year of the Maguindanao massacre, involving 58 victims, 33 of whom were members of the media. We are joined today by some of the kin of the murdered media professionals. But before we proceed, I'd like to recognize our guest, Yusek Joel Egco, who is head of the Task Force on Media Safety. The floor is yours, Yusek.
Thank you very much, Secretary Roque. Good morning, my colleagues. First, gusto ko pong makiisa sa lahat, no? Mga kapatid natin sa hanap buhay at sa buong bansa sa paggunita ng ikawalong anibersaryo ng karumal-dumal na Maguindanao Massacre. So I'd like to proceed by reading a statement that we came after our last meeting, last Friday, during the regular meeting of the task force, the Presidential Task Force on Media Security. The Presidential Task Force on Media Security, on its regular meeting last November 17, 2017, had the anniversary of the Maguindanao Massacre today as the most important item in the agenda. The member agencies and media observers arrived at consensus that it is high time for the task force to declare its condemnation of the tragic event that led to the killing of 32 media workers, along with 26 others who are non-media. In this meeting, the Department of Justice, which sits as chair of the task force through Assistant Secretary Juvie Arman Wong, updated the body regarding the status of the said case. Since the trial has been going on for the last 8 years, the task force urgently pushes for the following. There are 4 important measures that we're pushing right now. First is, of course, end impunity. Second is superior trial. Third is partial judgment. And number 4 is the intensified manhunt for those suspects who are still at large. As of our last tally, 58 counts of murder have been filed against 188 accused, 106 of whom are now behind bars. 3 have died while incarcerated, while 2 are out on bail. 1 has been released based on writ of habeas corpus. 82 suspects are still at large, but as of date, letters to PNP Chief Director General Ronald De La Rosa and National Bureau of Investigation Director Dante Gueran, who are members of the task force, have been sent out by the body based on the interagency members and resource persons move for the intensified manhunt for the remaining suspects who are yet to be put behind bars. The most welcome developments are the following. The prosecution has terminated the presentations of 190 witnesses, while 63 have been presented by the defense so far. Currently, 22 of the suspects have terminated their presentation of evidence, 13 of which were submitted for decision. There are 21 accused who are currently presenting their evidence. Take note, a memorandum will be filed by the prosecution within the month for Ahmad Ampatuan Sr. and Anwar Ampatuan Sr., and thereafter be submitted for decision. The DOJ estimated that at the rate the trial is moving, the case may be resolved. Conservative projection po ito. Well within 4 years or well within the term of President Rodrigo Duterte. Based on the assumption that the defense will present an equal number of witnesses as that of the prosecution. Kung 190 ang prosecution, baka mag-present ito ng mga 190 or 200 din. The representatives of the member agencies and media observers who attended the meeting and moved for the expeditious action of the PNP and NBI in putting those suspects who are still at large behind bars include Asek Manwong of the DOJ, Khalil Macan of the PCOO, Tito Fajardo of the Presidential Human Rights Committee, Joan Cordero of the Commission on Human Rights, Melanie Pinlac, representing the Center for Media Freedom and Responsibility, Nelson Santos, of the President of the Publishers Association of the Philippines, Paul Gutierrez, President of the National Press Club, Arsenio Andolong, Chief of the Public Affairs Office of the Department of National Defense, representing the Defense Secretary, Alejandro Papa, the Armed Forces of the Chief of Staff OJ6, Darren Salipsip, representing the Office of the Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, Carlo Limiu, Special Agent of the National Bureau of Investigation, representing Director Dante Gueran, and Police Chief Inspector Brian Gregorio, Public Information Office of the PNP. The PT Forms will keep a close watch and strictly monitor the progress of the judicial process regarding the Maguindanao massacre. The good news is, after a long and tedious search for justice, we can now see the light at the end of the tunnel. That long period of uncertainty is finally over. Hoping against hope, we expect justice to be completely served for the victims and families of this most gruesome crime. I'm now ready to take your questions.
Perhaps before we take questions, can we hear from some of the victims? No? Now, I underscore the fact that when I was still private lawyer, we had proposed a system to expedite the prosecution, and this includes the first in, first out, which means that we don't have to finish with the reception of all evidence against all the accused before there could be promulgation of judgment. We could proceed with promulgation of judgments as against the accused whose presentations of evidence have been concluded. No? And we're hoping that earlier than the 4 years mentioned by the Undersecretary, that there could be at least 1 or 2 accused who will have a promulgation of judgment. Now, we're joined here now by some members of, kin of murdered media professionals. I have here Noemi Parcon. Noemi,
Yes,
please.
good morning po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Mrs. Noemi Parcon. Asawa po ng isang siya pinatay during the Ampatuan Massacre. It's been 8 years nangyari yun, pero masakit pa rin. Although we have moved on, but the search for justice is still there. During the time of the previous administration, we are hoping na bago bumaba si Pinoy, makamit namin yung hustisya na hinihingi namin para sa aming mga mahal sa buhay. Pero hindi yun nangyari. Nang manalo si Presidente Rodrigo Duterte, nagkaroon kami ng pag-asa dahil alam namin na yung kanyang campaign against drugs would really help na mapabilis yung takbo ng kaso dahil alam namin na nagawa yun ng mga Ampatuan, nasa influence sila ng drugs. Alam namin doon sa aming lugar na isa sila sa mga drug lords doon sa aming lugar. Sila ang nagpo-produce ng mga shabu. May shabu laboratory sila. Kaya sabi namin, nagkaroon kami ng malaking pag-asa na dahil ang trend, ang kampanya ng ating bagong Pangulo is really on the yung paghinto ng druga sa ating bansa, then we are very happy, no? So sa narinig ko kanina, within 4 years, kung nakapag-antay kami ng 8 taon, maantay namin yung 4 na taon. Pero kung sana mas earlier, mas magiging masaya po kami. Yung sa amin lang po, bago sana bumaba yung ating bagong Pangulo, mabigyan ng hustisya ang pagkamatay ng aming mga mahal sa buhay. And isa sa kampanya niya is against corruption. Hindi naman po sana masamain ng mga tamaan na lang po, yung bato-bato sa langit, ang tamaan wag magalit. Pero there are some, I believe, no, that there are some officials ng ating government na ano siguro ng corruption, dahil alam natin yung kalaban namin maraming pera. No? So ngayon, dahil isa yan sa kampanya ng ating Pangulo against corruption, so malaki po ang aming tiwala, malaki po ang aming pag-asa na bago siya bababa bilang presidente ng Pilipinas, makakamit talaga namin yung hustisya. Hustisya po para sa mga mahal namin sa buhay.
I'd like to call another victim of our media kin. She is from Davao City, no? A constituent of Mayor Duterte.
Ako po si Maria Cipriana Gatchalian. Asawa pa ako ni Santos Parisa Gatchalian Jr. Yung, kung pwede ko sasabihin uli kung ano yung naramdaman ko, no makita ko yung katawan ng aking husband na pinatay na parang hayop, hindi katulad na isang tao. Kung ano yung nakita ko kasi kinuha ko yung body niya doon, inilagak sa isang punerarya. Hinukay siya, nahukay, nalibing na siya ng 3 days. Hinukay siya, nilagak siya doon sa punerarya ng tinawag siya na doon sa Coronadal. Nang makita ko yung itsura niya, yung tama niya, hindi ko maisip na yung umalis siya sa bahay, buong-buo siya. Alagang-alaga niya yung katawan, pero nakita ko yung body niya, hindi siya mukhang tao. Marami siyang tama, wala ng laman yung loob niya, lumabas na yung wala ng laman yung utak niya. Tama niya, galing sa binti, doon sa tuhod, sa paa, dito sa lower torso niya, doon dito sa meron pa siyang sugat dito, may sugat din siya sa ulo. Ang sabi ko, parang hindi tao ang gumawa nito. Ito ay kagawa na isang tao, na isang adik, na isang demonyo. Yun ang tawag ko nung makita ko yung body niya. Alagang-alaga ng husband ko yung katawan niya. Yun lang pala. Hindi na siya mukhang tao. Kasi bloated na siya. Sabi ko doon sa punerarya, ma'am, isauli mo yung mukha niya, ma'am, kasi gusto ko makita siya ng anak ko, ma'am. Ma'am, hindi pwede ibalot namin yan. Paano yan makita ng anak ko, ma'am? Sabi nila, ma'am, lagyan mo na lang malaking picture ang coffin niya. Nung dumating sa bahay, dinala ko siya doon sa Davao, doon ko siya nilibing. Nag-hire ako ng van na sasakyan ng coffin niya. Tapos dinala ko siya sa Davao, doon ko siya inilibing. Inilibing ko siya ng yung mabuting pagkalibing sa kanya. Sabi ng anak ko, ma, gusto namin makita yung mukha niya, hindi pwede. Kaya, hindi natanggap ng mga anak ko. Napatay ng papa nila. Parang akala na nagbakasyon yung papa nila. 1 year, hindi natanggap ng anak ko ang pagkamatay ng papa nila. Alam ba niyo anong ginawa ko? Kasi para silang, na-depress sila. Sabi ko sa kanila, mga anak, isipin na lang nyo, nagbakasyon yung papa ninyo. Ito na lang, tingnan nyo yung picture niya doon sa table natin. Nilagyan ko yun ng flowers at saka kandila. The whole day, meron siyang kandila. So every day, meron siyang vigil candle. Sabi ko, every end of the week, pupunta tayo sa libingan niya, kausapin niyo siya, talk to him in your heart. So, ginawa ko niya ng 1 year na ganun, nahil ang mga anak ko. Pero kahit isang picture ng husband ko na nakasa coffin, wala kami kahit isa. Ang alam ko lang ang patay ng husband ko, yung death certificate. Ayaw mabasa ng mga anak ko ang resulta ng medical legal. Ayaw nila makinig. Masakit sa kanila. Kaya gusto ko makamta ng hustisya. Kahit naka-move on na kami mga anak ko, sabi ko mga anak, grow up normally. Ako lang ang mag-fight ng case. I want you to be happy and live up a normal life. Be happy, be contented. Ako lang bahala. Sa awa ng Diyos, ang mga anak ko normal ngayon. Nakatapos na sila sa kanilang pagsisikap at sa tulong ng mga NGO, ng NUGP, ng FFJ, ng Bantay Bata. Sa awa ng Diyos. Pero ipagpatuloy ko ang pakibaka na makamit ang hustisya para sa katahimikan ng husband ko at ng mga biktima na Maguindanao Massacre.
There may be a brief encounter with the media. Okay, so as Yusek Eco has said, the President remains committed to according justice to the victims of the Batuan Massacre and to all victims of illegal drugs in our country. Thank you very much. That ends our
Sir,
press briefing.
I think we have one question from Joseph.
Meron palang question for
Raymond
Joe.
Lasso
Okay,
din,
okay.
Joseph
Kay-
Moro.
Pwedeng hindi na.
Kay Yusek Eco.
Yes,
So,
yes,
I
yes.
understand, sabi mo 4 years na lang. Pero
Yeah.
it's been a long and tiring trial. Kumusta po yung update natin kung lahat ba ng pamilya ng biktima ay lumalaban pa rin? At
Alright.
may mga gumagapang, moneyed, may influential, yung
Question, please. It seems that only 18 yata ang, according to them, this is not my information, 18 ang interesado. So what I did was I threw the question to the body and asked them, what if worst case scenario, hindi na interesado lahat, no? Hindi naman po mangyayari yun, I'm sure. What if hindi mawalan nga ng interest? So, ang resounding reply by everybody, the lawyers, the law enforcement officials there, and also the media representatives, wala pong magiging problema. Because it's a crime against the people, and tuloy-tuloy yan. Tuloy-tuloy na yan. Whether or not may mawalan ng interest or mabuo. But ang habol po natin ngayon, that's why we are saying this now during these press briefings, that we are seeing now the light at the end of the tunnel. And I hope bumalik yung interest ng mga sinasabing nawala ng interest. May pag-asa po. May pag-asa po. Malapit na po.
Benji Liwanag, bago si Joseph.
Sir, itanong ko lang, do they still receive threats or may mga banta pa ba sa mga buhay ninyo?
So far po, wala naman po. Wala na po. At saka gusto ko pong i-clarify yung mga bribery ng mga ampatuan. Wala po sa grupo namin na nag-offer na bayaran kami para umatras po sa kaso. Kaya tuloy-tuloy ang laban namin kahit nung una po mayroong mga na yung bago pa lang nangyari. Pero sa ngayon po talagang we are decided talaga kami na ipaglaban yung kaso. Kahit po walang pera basta makuha namin yung hustisya po para sa pamilya namin.
May suporta pa ba na natatanggap kayo coming from the government?
So far po, wala.
Maraming salamat po.
Joseph Morong.
Spokes, you've represented some of the victims, no?
Yes.
And from a legal point of view, how is the 4 years going to be possible? Meaning, what steps can the government take, can the DOJ take, to expedite the trial, given the sheer number of witnesses and the accused?
Alam niyo po yung minungkahi namin na inadapt naman ng Korte Suprema na first in, first out. Kung gagamitin po yan within the year, kakayanin magkaroon ng desisyon laban sa isa, dalawang akusado. Although there are 58 counts of murder, we only need one to put everyone behind bars. So ang akin po, hindi ko na po aantayin yung 4 years, no? Dahil ako naman po na talaga din Presidential Advisor on Human Rights, no? Gagawa rin po ako ng hakbang para naman masiguro na magamit yung first in, first out at tignan po natin kung either this year or early next year magkaroon ng promulgation of judgment against one or two of the accused.
Just for soundbite, no? Can you just explain the first in, first out concept?
Yung first in, first out po, dati-rati kasi kinakailangan tapusin lahat ng ebidensya laban sa lahat ng nasasakdal. Pero ang minungkahi po namin, tapusin natin yung ebidensya laban sa ilan at kung kanino matapos yung presentation ng evidence dun sa nasasakdal na yun, pwede magkaroon na ng promulgation of judgment. So hindi na po kinakailangan tapusin ang lahat ng ebidensya laban sa lahat bago magkaroon ng promulgation of judgment.
Where are we at with regard to the primary suspects, sir?
Well, gaya na sabi ni Undersecretary Egco, meron ng 2 na submitted for resolution. So,
Yes.
pwede na siguro magkaroon ng desisyon dito sa 2 ito.
Yung subject ng memorandum to be filed, no, within the month, by next week, yung kay Ahmad Ampatuan Sr. and Anwar Ampatuan Sr. So plus 13 na initially nag-submit for final decision, we're looking at the fastest siguro 15.
There are 15 submitted.
Submitted.
So, I think we don't have to wait 4 years for
Yes.
a decision, no? A promulgation of judgment. We don't want to second guess the court on what the decision will be, but definitely 8 years has been too long.
Yes.
We deserve a promulgation of judgment very, very soon.
If I may add, Secretary, how the DOJ came up with that projection, no? Yun nga, if 190 ang pinresent ng prosecution, tapos na sila. So right now, they're looking at the worst case scenario, 190 rin ang ipe-present ng defense. Or say 200. They have already presented 63. So we're looking at worst case scenario, again, 140 to 150 na witnesses. So doon nila bination kung ganun kahaba, aabot malamang ng 4 years at the rate the trial is going. However, my question was, what if 100 lang? So mas mabilis. But of course, as Secretary Roque said, we don't want to second guess the court or jump the gun on the judge, who is actually the members of the task force welcome the pace at which the trial is ongoing. Imagine 3 hearings every week. So at that rate, hopefully talagang, let's hope against hope, yung 4 years, kahit man ako'y naiinip, pero masa po kayo. Sabi nga po, alam po, kabisado po ni Secretary Roque yan. Masa po kayo. Baka hindi talaga umabot ng 4. Pero ayaw naming magbigay ng false hopes. Eka nga. Doon lang tayo sa sinasabi ng mga datos, ng mga impormasyon, at yung actual na galaw ng kaso na noon po kami man ay bulag. Hindi namin alam ang nangyayari before. Ngayon po alam na natin.
Well, ako naman po, no, dahil in my capacity as Presidential Advisor on Human Rights, hindi tayo papayag na 4 na taon pa. Gagawa tayo ng hakbang. Okay. That's good.
Okay. Maraming salamat.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, maraming salamat, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque, Undersecretary Joel Eco, at sa mga bisita po natin. Thank you, Malacanang Press Corps. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and PTV.
Ito ang unang bahagi ng Duterte on Duty, ulat sa ginagawa ng Presidente. November 9, Huwebes. Nasa Vietnam si Pangulong Duterte upang dumalo sa Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation CEO Summit at malugod siyang tinanggap ng Summit Chairman na si Dr. Vu Tien Loc. Nakipag-bilateral meeting ang Pangulo kay Vietnam President Tran Dai Quang at napag-usapan ang pagpapaigting ng defense at economic cooperation ng dalawang bansa. Sunod ay kay Prime Minister Peter O'Neill naman, nakipagpulong ang Pangulo at inihayag ang suporta nito sa chairmanship ng Papua New Guinea sa susunod na taon. Nilahad ng Pangulo sa kanyang keynote address sa APEC CEO Summit na kailangan ng kooperasyon ng business community upang maramdaman ng lahat ang mabuting epekto ng free trade at globalization, partikular na ang micro, small at medium enterprises.
APEC needs the cooperation of the business community to addressing the pessimism and suspicion that those who do not feel the benefits of free trade and globalization.
Kinagabihan ay bumisita at nakipagkwentuhan ng Pangulo sa Filipino community sa Vietnam. November 10, Biyernes, nagsagawa ng bilateral meeting sina Pangulong Duterte at Russian President Vladimir Putin sa Vietnam. Pinasalamatan ni Pangulong Duterte ang Russian leader dahil sa military assistance ng Russia sa kasagsagan ng giyera sa Marawi. Dumalo si Pangulong Duterte sa APEC Business Advisory Council Dialogue kasamang iba pang APEC leaders at pinag-usapan kung paano tutulungan ng mga micro, small and medium-sized enterprises na mga member countries. Nakibahagi rin ng Pangulo sa APEC ASEAN Informal Dialogue kung saan unang pagkakataon na nagsama-sama ang mga leader na miyembro ng APEC at ASEAN upang palakasin ang pagtutulungan ng dalawang organisasyon. November 11, Sabado, nakilahok ng Pangulo sa APEC Leaders Meeting kasamang iba pang APEC leaders. Bago bumalik sa Pilipinas, ay nakipag-bilateral meeting si Pangulong Duterte kay Chinese President Xi Jinping at nagpasalamat sa agarang tulong ng China sa laban ng gobyerno kontra sa mga terorista sa Marawi. November 12, Linggo, matapos ang matagumpay na pagdalo sa APEC Economic Leaders Meeting, ay inilahad ng Pangulo ang magagandang naibunga ng kanyang trip sa Vietnam.
The ASEAN community is committed, participative, and socially responsible. The ASEAN upholds the principles of good governance, promotes high quality of life, equitable access to opportunities, and human rights. The ASEAN community shall reinforce itself with resiliency